Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
So we are live. We are live. Can y'all hear that?
See if we get some folks to come on up in here.
Yeah, get some folks to come
So
on up here if y'all want to share it.
let me go and share it to my page.
Yeah, before we get started,
It's
maybe
also
the
on YouTube as well.
yes, it is also on YouTube. Hopefully
So if y'all
the
want to
other
look
two
us
young
up,
ladies.
if y'all want to look at us on YouTube, I can pull up that chat and chat with y'all if y'all want me to.
Yeah. The other two young ladies might chime in. I'm not sure, but while we doing this, hopefully they before we get started and really get in depth. Because I feel like this is a topic. I say that about all the serious topics. This is a topic that really need to be touched on because a lot of people don't really elaborate on their upbringing and
Facts.
things, the reason that the way that they are now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of trauma, you know what I'm saying, especially coming from your parents. So when I say toxic parents, I'm talking about kind of like negligence, you know what I'm saying? Verbal and physical abuse, no love,
Where's my
just
live stuff?
not being, you know what I'm saying, what a parent is supposed to be.
How come my live stuff
Somebody
ain't
gotta,
coming up?
I don't know, V.
I don't
It's
know,
pissing
girl.
me off now.
So, this is Hood Talk Podcast. We got Erica B in the building, you know what I'm saying? And she is going to tell
What's
us her
up?
story. You know what I'm saying? We got a few questions for her. And also, Lady D is going to share her experience too. You know what I'm saying? And if anybody would like to comment, chime in, you always can. So, before we get started, how you doing, Erica?
I am doing great. Sunshines. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing good.
Always
So,
nice to see you. It is
always
so great to see you. I missed y'all so much.
hold on. We got another one. We got one that logged in. Let me see. Let me add her to the stage.
Uh-oh, it's a party.
Hey,
Hi.
how's it going?
Hi.
We just
Good.
hit the live. I said we had a few more minutes to see if what I'm saying, the other person would
Yeah,
log
sorry I'm
in.
late. Just got home from work, had to get the kids situated and stuff. Pleasure to be here.
Understood.
Definitely understood. So I want to start off. I want to ask you, ladies. The parent that wronged you, do you know what their upbringing was like? What was did they have a toxic parent in their life?
Mm.
And we start with Erica.
Okay. I was gonna say I can answer that. No, for the most part, I mean my toxic parent would be my biological mother, and no, she had a pretty good, fair upbringing.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think made her be like that towards her children?
I don't know. She has eight. She had eight. She passed about 3 years ago. May she rest in peace. Um, I honestly don't know. You know, a lot of parents. I think I asked why a lot. A lot of people that have toxic parents or parents that aren't in good standing with, um, it's related to alcohol a lot, or it's related to drugs or something like that. And my mom's drug of choice were men. So, um, yeah, we all have different dads, and out of eight, all eight of us had different dads. And a lot of us were put in a lot of unfortunate situations. I was blessed to have my dad take me, but all of us weren't so blessed. So,
So you said you are one of 8 siblings. How many
yes,
siblings did your mom have? Was she
all
a
eight, all eight. I'm my dad's only biological child. Of course, I have a stepbrother, but as far as like blood, like I'm my dad's only child.
Oh, okay. So no. So what I'm saying is, you have 7 brothers and sisters. Are you saying your mom had 7 brothers and sisters as well?
No, she only had three siblings.
Oh, okay. Where did
Yes.
she fall? Was she
She was
oldest?
the baby. She was the
The
baby.
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 Oh,
I was gonna
okay.
say that middle child because you know that middle child
Yeah.
syndrome.
Always
I,
something.
I was
Yeah.
thinking. I was thinking maybe the middle. because I'm a middle.
Yeah,
Me
I'm
too.
a middle.
I'm a baby.
I'm the
You
middle.
were only.
I'm the
Well, by my
middle.
mom, but not by my
Yeah.
dad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Right.
right.
So, another one of you ladies, how about which parent was it for y'all? Lady D.
um, for me, to be honest, it was both. I guess I could say it's kind of the dynamics is a little different because when I was growing up, when I was being raised by my grandmother, but that's my dad's mom. So my dad was kind of, around, and he had his toxic situation going on. And but my biological mother, I knew who she was, but I hardly seen her. I might see her once or twice every 2 or 3 years or so. I might get a phone call or something like that. So when I was growing up, I was just I just thought she just gave me away. You know what I'm saying? Although I knew who she was because, my older brother was being raised by her mom, her grandma. So I would see my grandma and my brother all the time, but she was never around. And if she did come around, it was, hey, happy birthday, here's a card. And then she disappeared for another 3 or 4 years. So that's where that weird relationship really came about with my mom. My dad is a different situation. He was around, you know, during most of my youth. Um, and, he had his issues too. Both my parents were addicted to drugs, I guess crack at the time or whatever else they were doing, but they both had addictions. And my dad was addicted to women and drugs. He was crazy. I seen him do all kind of crazy things. So, both for sure. And to
I was
answer the
gonna ask you what was
question,
your upbringing like?
my
Was they?
upbringing myself was
I mean, your
great.
parents, as far as
I
your
was
parents.
good when it came to my upbringing as far as the way I was being raised. But when I was around them, my dad or her, it wasn't good at all. Now I know that my mom had a tough upbringing. She ended up being molested at an early age. She was diagnosed with bipolar disease, and like I said, she started, drugs and prostituting really early because she ran away from home. She had my brother at like 14 years old or 16 or something like that, and had me really young. So my she wasn't raised in a two-parent household either. Um, so, but my dad, as far as I know, he had a pretty great upbringing. He had siblings. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Both parents were in the home. He was well taken care of. Graduated from high school, all that good stuff. But once he became an adult and started making his own choices, she got real. So,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
so,
Mm-hmm.
um,
And how about you? It's Elise.
Now
yeah,
what's
you can call me
what's your
Sam,
name again?
Elise, or you can call me
Elise.
Sam. Yeah, whichever is easier.
So, what about the parent who wronged you? Do you know anything about their upbringing that may have
It
caused
was
it?
kind of both of them, and it was my childhood bringing up was good until I got to be a teenager, and then when you start seeing the world and your parents for what it is, they kind of put me in a situation that um led to more stuff. So I feel like my mom's childhood wasn't really that great growing up because she was raised by her grandma because her mom was young and all of that. My great grandma was a single mom, and my dad, his was pretty solid. We just look at life differently,
Mm-hmm.
and it just came to a head where they didn't know what to do, and so they used outlets that weren't the best fit for it. So I had to learn some lessons I wasn't ready kind of early.
Yes, ma'am. Now, for y'all, was it physical abuse or was it verbal abuse or just was it just neglect coming from y'all's parents? We can go back to you, Erica.
My situation was definitely neglect. My dad got custody of me at a very young age because of a neglectful situation. She did something very irresponsible and left me and my brother here. and while she went to Florida, and she didn't leave us with an appropriate caregiver or anything like that. So police were involved. My dad and my grandmother, they came to get me, and I've been with my dad since. And it would be fair to categorize her as a deadbeat simply because she popped in and out of my life. Like she would come back in and say, I'm going to do better. I'm going to be here for you. I want this special relationship with you. And then would disappear, move, change her number, all of that months later. If it took months, sometimes later, and that would always leave me with like heartbreak on the inside. So yeah, it was definitely big negligence.
Mm.
That's so sad.
Hmm.
What about you, Lady D?
Well, as far as my biological mother, I would definitely say negligence for sure. But like I said, it was just so far in between when I was younger. She really didn't really try to become active until I was probably in high school, that kind of thing. During my younger years, I really didn't see her, and if I did, it was like I said, I think she would like always buy me an Easter basket or something like that. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
being a young child, not really understanding why she just didn't want me at all. But she didn't raise any of us. Let's be clear. She had three kids: my brother, me, and my younger sister. My younger sister was adopted at birth. Um, all of us were born with some kind of being addicted to something. So I think they took her away um, at birth. So she didn't really come into my life until I started, becoming a woman. And I became a mother right out of high school. As far as my dad, I seen it really was just his actions. He really didn't have a chance to be like um, abusive or anything to me, but I seen him abuse women a lot. Um, I would see him abuse the drugs a lot. There was a time where he ended up moving back in the house with me and my granny, and we had to share the same bedroom. And things had got really weird then because I was, becoming a woman, and he was still, you know, addicted to whatever he was doing. So it became really uncomfortable. I remember telling my granny, like, because there was a time where I wanted him there, like, because my dad had left. I felt like he kind of picked up and left with a whole nother family. This girl that he was with, and she had a daughter, and he just decided to go to Arizona and live for half a decade or more. And I'm like, well, damn, why did my dad leave me? So I was young and wanting him, and when he actually came back to stay, I'm like, this is weird, and this is not what I want.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how did that affect you, like older, like you know what I'm saying?
It kind of made the relationship very torn, very, you know what I'm saying. Um, at a certain age, I think I became numb to both parents. Let's just say that. I just became numb to both of them because I felt both of them left me. You know what I'm saying? My mama left me from the beginning, and I had my dad around. Although it wasn't great, he still decided to leave me. And I couldn't quite understand why neither one of them really, wanted to be, a parent to me. So it kind of affected, it gave me a few issues, when it comes to trusting, other adults, like the ones that are supposed to love and care for you. But having said that, I was so blessed to have been in the care of my granny, because she made it where, girl, you don't need none of them. She made sure that I didn't need my mother or my daddy physically there, because she
Mhm.
made sure I was well taken care of. But still, as a child, you still yearn for that relationship with those people. Um,
Yeah.
but as an adult, I kind of opened up a little more when it came to my mom, because I became a mother right out of high school. And um, I also lost my grandmother very, very soon after. So I was looking for that support. in that relationship, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to give that to my daughter at the time. So I'm like, okay, she wasn't a mother to me, but here's a chance for her to be a grandmother, if you know what I mean. And she was willing. She was open to it in the beginning. You know, she used to babysit her every now and then, and, you know, she'll come and get her. And that probably lasted for a few years when Parisian was very young, but after that, she fell off again. She disappeared. You know, it was the same disappearing act. And
Yeah.
I did not want to put Parisian, my daughter, in that emotional despair that I was in, keep having somebody come in and leave, come in and leave. So I cut that off. You know, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? I was just like, you know what, I'm cool, I'm done. You just leave us alone. I have found myself to allow her in here and there as I get older. I'm like, okay, you know, I'm an adult now, I'm a grown woman, blah blah blah. I want to build a relationship with this lady, but every single time she disappoints me. And I'll be 45 this year, and after my brother died last year, I completely cut her off. No ties. You don't need to know where I'm at, what I'm doing, how I'm doing, none of that. I'm done. So she
Yeah.
doesn't have any access to me at all. My dad, on the other hand, we've built a relationship. He has changed tremendously from the person he was. You know, he got a whole different life now. You know, he's hallelujah. Um,
Right.
so thank God for that. You
Yeah.
know, thank God for that. I'm
Yeah.
grateful for that. So our relationship's still a little rocky, but he's present, and you know, he's getting older and he's coming back around the family and he wants all that love and stuff. So I'm embracing that. Um,
Yeah.
and you know, that's how that goes right now. So
So what about you, Elise? Was your parents, was they verbally or was it physical abuse that you were going through as a kid?
I mean, I definitely fought my dad one time. But it was more like abuse of power. The first time I ever got arrested, I was 15 years old and I was in my house, and it had to do with them. And then ever since then, they would always call the police on me. You know, I'm somewhere I didn't want to be. They calling the police. I got arrested in my own house like 3 times. So it was like
Oh,
they just try to get rid of me, and then they use the police as a means to, like, you know. So I had the people I had to rely on, I couldn't trust for anything. So then I had to learn, you know what I'm saying, just me.
I-
So
now
they
your
were
parents,
saying
they
that
still
you
alive?
were the problem.
They're still
Right.
alive. Yeah, they think I'm the product. They think it was me. We don't have these conversations or anything because we don't see eye to eye about it.
Yeah, and that was definitely one of the questions. Like, did you feel like you know, with your both of y'all, with your parents doing that, did it make you feel like you were the problem? Did you take the blame for their mishap?
I mean, I didn't take the blame for it because I knew, like, this isn't right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just do things like this.
Yeah.
So, but it's hard when you're not going to get that communication, you're not going to get that apology, and you're not going to get that at all. So you just kind of have to just pick it up.
that's so true. I got to chime in on that. I used to look for a reason why or an apology, especially from my mom. And I just had to realize, like, it's not coming. They don't feel like they've really done anything wrong anyway. They're not holding themselves accountable for anything anyway. So
Mm.
why even fight it? Why push it or any of that?
Yeah, that was going to be my question. That does your the parents take any, ownership to that, contributing to the toxicity, or being the primary, you know.
My dad has. I can say that me and my dad have sat down and have had a heart to heart conversation a few times where he has apologized for the wrongdoings that he know he did, and we have cried together and prayed together and all of that stuff. He has been very accountable. My mother, on the other hand, absolutely not. No, she stink her shit don't stink, and she shits out diamonds or something. I don't know, a fucking unicorn or some shit. Cause
So
ain't
I,
nothing wrong with her.
What about you, Erica?
what about you, Eric?
So growing up as a kid, of course, you have that thought in your head like, what's wrong with me? Why don't they want me? You have that thought in your head. I don't think my dad knew I thought that. So he didn't feel a need to reassure because I don't think he knew I wondered that. And then what was the second question? I'm sorry.
Now, do they, do they take ownership for
Did
Yeah, your
she?
mother.
continuing,
So did she take ownership? There were times growing up where she would apologize. Like I said, she did the in and out thing. So there were times growing up where she would apologize, like, "I'm sorry. I'm going to change. I'm going to do better." But the apology became void when she disappeared again. So it really didn't matter that she said that. It didn't feel like she was actually, the best apology is changed behavior. And it didn't seem like her apologies didn't seem sincere once I actually saw it for what it was. And my dad never spoke down on her. He never kept me from her or anything. He just said, "You'll see when you get older." And eventually I saw. He didn't have to say anything bad about it because her actions spoke for it. And I said that she passed away, I went through feeling bad again because when she passed, I hadn't spoke to her for over a year. It's like a year and 3 months. I hadn't spoken to her. And I felt a lot of regret. But I had to realize in that time period, I did try to reach out to her. And I didn't get a response. So the guilt is still there a little bit, like in the back of my mind. But I kind of try to let that go because it's, she's gone. There's not really much that I
Nothing.
can do. Yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah. And I was gonna, I was gonna also say, like, how did that like affect y'all's parenting? Because it seemed like all of y'all are mothers. So did it affect y'all in any way to where y'all felt like y'all had to nurture y'all child more, or
Yeah,
how did that
definitely,
affect y'all?
for
Let's start with you,
sure.
Elise.
definitely, I love on my baby so hard. And he frustrates me and makes me want to bang my head against the wall, but I count my blessings. And it makes me like, I'll never make my child feel like that. I'll never put them through what I went through. And I don't think I would do that anyway. But, this situation made me definitely feel like I have to be there because I don't ever want him to have to feel any feelings that I felt.
Right.
Mm.
Right.
Mhm.
What about you, Elise?
Um,
Did it affect it in any way?
a lot because it showed me what I don't want my kids to have to deal with. And it kind of showed me a way like I'm all they have, they all I like I'm that's it. Like we a unit. You know what I'm saying? So for the unit to turn on each other is chaos. So for me it's more so I learned like we gotta stick together.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. I just always told myself that I would never, I would like Erica said, I would never make her feel the way I felt, like abandoned or not wanted, unwanted. Um, I think I did overly, baby her a bit, spoil her a bit, just because of the things that I know that I yearned and wanted from my mom. So it did make a difference when I was raising her, for sure.
Now, with y'all saying that y'all was like neglected and things of that nature, how did it make y'all feel in relationships? Do y'all does it bother y'all when y'all in relationships with men? Like, do you feel like they're gonna leave? Do you do it like put pressure? How does
Yeah.
that work? Do y'all hold on to any trauma?
I definitely do, but in a different way. Like now, I have what I call no mother syndrome, and my older sister calls it the same thing. So that's why, like the older women around me, I adopt them, so to say. That's why Mama T is called Mama T. That's why I call the women in my church that aren't our elders or anything like that. They weren't given the title mother, but I give it to them. And I have a work mom that I love dearly and I hold very close to my heart. My stepmom as well, she was she helped raise me. Her and my dad broke up. They were on and off, so she was kind of on and off as I was growing up. But I have all of these mother figures, and I think it's to fill that void. But relationship wise, I don't think that. No, I don't. I don't associate the two with each other.
I can do that. What about you, Miss Elise?
I definitely do. Because I left home 17, was kicked out. So it kind of I never really thought anyone was gonna be around because I already was just like fuck the world. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of just the first man I went with, we was together for 14 years and it was very toxic. Very toxic because it was like I didn't he said he loves me. So love, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to love somebody, you're supposed to stick with them through everything, regardless.
Right.
Was he abusive?
It was a lot. We went through a lot of things I don't think people should have gone through. It was abusive and it was both of us and it was reactive and it was intense. I just got divorced last month, so moving on.
Right, I can do that. But did you feel like you deserve that?
It kind of felt normal to kind of like your house.
Yeah, because you know, like growing up with toxic stuff and then like being in it, did you feel like, well, this is how it's supposed to be?
Right.
A little bit, because it felt like, oh, this is what love is. You know what I'm saying? Right. It kind of felt like, oh, well, this is what I'm used to, so this is just what it is. So yeah, it took a while to realize like that some things are not normal.
Right.
Yeah. Right. And then the kids get older and then you see the kids doing the same things and it's like, okay, well, we got to put an end to this. Mm-hmm. It just took a while.
Now, I know, Erica, you said your mom is deceased, but Elise, do you have a relationship with your parents?
We, I'll reach out to my mom and talk to her about stuff, but that's really only been recently. Me and my dad don't talk because as an adult and with my kids, we went through some stuff that sometimes you just gotta walk away. So, not really.
Okay.
I was about to say, so did you let them be a part of your child's life?
I mean, they were, and they are. My kids know them, but my family they're not as accepting of certain things. So my kids, they feel it. They feel that when other kids are taken better care of in the family than my kids are, thought about before my kids are. So then it kind of comes to the fact where like, well, I'm not having my kids in this situation.
Okay.
Yeah, that favoritism type thing. Yeah, that's
exactly.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Now, Erica, how's the relationship with your dad?
My dad?
Uh-huh.
My dad is my best friend. Like my best friend. Talk every day. Don't miss a beat. That's my guy. And he's with me every step of the way. Like I said, I'm his only child. So we're besties. Locked in.
Love that for you.
Well, you're so lovable.
Yeah.
Definitely are.
Right.
Thank you, Ivy.
My bad. I'm trying to keep her focused, but it's somebody who's stored these rude comments on the side for a serious.
She is. I've been reading on this whole time.
I didn't even know that was possible. 5 ratchets in a pod. I'm weak.
Yeah, and it's like they're not even listening to what's going on.
Are we getting trolled right now?
Yes, we're getting trolled.
We're getting trolled right now.
Look at
They must be a battered woman or something. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe she needs a hug or some love or something. But the comments that she's leaving, you don't know any of these women to be calling us ratchet or anything of that nature. You know what I'm saying?
We're talking about ratchet. That's crazy.
Yeah, we're talking about past trauma. You know what I'm saying? So it's like she's very ignorant. So I'm trying my best not to get ignorant with her, but I guess everybody got to be trolled. You know what I'm saying?
Don't get ignorant.
Talking about that Andrea Stetson.
Yes.
I said the name Andrea Stetson. That's leaving these rude remarks. And she probably came in on the tail end, the last 2 minutes, and she don't even know what the conversation is about.
Right.
She don't even know what it's about. You know what I'm saying?
And V said that.
Yeah, she's talking about y'all's motherhood and all that. Like, nah,
Right.
don't come on here knocking nobody for nothing, because you definitely don't know
Not
the situation now.
disrespecting my guest.
Yes,
But no
like
further.
you feel me?
She don't know
You
she'll
know
get
what I'm saying?
blocked. You know,
Okay,
but
yeah. Keisha said they are traumatic and probably have parent issues as well. Well, all she had to do was say she wanted to be a guest. That's all she
right,
had
and
to
she
do
can
was
chime in
comment.
if she like.
Yeah,
And
but
she
if she
said
wants
wearing
to.
a do-rag with a
You say
nickname
what she
like
just
Snoop.
said.
Yeah.
And
wearing a
honey,
do
she
rag with a
voting for
nickname like Snoop.
Right.
Trump.
Hair probably longer than her. This is all mine. She's probably one of them lace front wearers.
Who
You know,
is
I
this?
can't
Hey.
block until we get off of
No,
here.
that's a
She a
Trumper.
fan. She's
Right.
a
She
fan.
probably ain't got no
That
edges
part.
coming from my
Right.
do-rag. My do-rag
Hey,
longer than her little bald
She
head.
just came
Look,
on here and tried to ruin our little. Tell her to go
yeah,
find
I'm
something to
so
do. Block
sorry,
her
ladies.
ass. Thank you. Block her.
I can't block her until we
You
off
know
the
what?
episode. Like
I
I
ain't got
tried.
to block her ass. I'll get busy with her ass. That's what
Get
I'm
busy, V.
Uncle Larry will come whoop your ass, sweetheart.
Yeah,
That's
like,
what you
Drop
don't
the
know.
location.
That's
okay,
what she don't know.
That's what Keisha said. That's what she wanted. 15 minutes of fame. That makes
Yeah.
sense. She
Bless
wanted her
her
name to be
heart.
called, but that ain't the way to get it. That's
Bless
not
her
the
And
way
heart.
to
Donald
Tell
get
her
Trump
it.
she
is
Like,
got
still
it.
going to lose.
you feel me? That's not the way we promote it. She looks like she's what? I don't know what she is. But yeah, maybe she wanted to get grilled. Maybe that's what she wanted. But definitely not gonna give it to her. I'm sorry, ladies, because y'all were definitely sharing y'all's story, things that people need to hear, because it's a lot of people who done grew up with toxic parents, probably her, and don't know how to deal or express it, or don't have that outlet. You know what I'm saying? And they hold on to it as they become adults. So you know what I'm saying?
And you also make decisions with your life the way, you know what I'm saying, the way you were affected. Like the question you said, like, do we raise our kids different? Do we go into relationships different? All of that stuff is a factor, when it comes to your upbringing and that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
she said it's a headache. Well, sweetheart, if it's a headache, get the
Get
fuck
off the live.
leave.
Yeah, right.
Back up
I'm
off
so
the live.
confused.
Who
Because
asked
it's
you
hard to
that?
get me out there.
I
We don't
don't
need
know
a
who
confrontation.
I don't know who got the fake Afro puff.
Honey, mine real. And I pull it
Everybody
down
got
for a
real
sweetheart.
hair on here.
Ain't nothing
Right.
fake about mine, baby. This is real, sweetheart. But I have a real job, and I don't let the kids pull on my hair. But I
Right.
can do this. I'm sure yours is fake, though, darling.
Okay, it's a
These are
fake
real.
page. Okay, so that's funny, whoever it is.
These are
And then
real.
we got Kamora. She said some people aren't aware they had toxic parents.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
you definitely right
Because
about
it
that.
just seemed normal.
Right. And so
Mhm.
then they go into parenting their kids that way. Like,
Right.
for
Until they go to somebody else's house and see, especially like if you had a friend that lived like in the really nice section of town and their parents had a little bit more money than you, and you went over there and spent the night, and they
or
had
not,
dinner, everybody sat down at the table together, and
yeah,
everybody had their own little room and stuff.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or just
Then you
seeing
come
how,
back and
like,
you say,
taking
damn.
it for example for like sports. Say if you have a friend whose parents come see them play, but yours never show up. You know what I'm saying? That really affects a child too. Not showing up for them, not having that moral support. Like, you know what I'm saying? I work with kids. You know what I'm saying? So not too long ago, I seen it where a mother, we went on a field trip, and a mother he wanted to go with her, and she like, nah, I'm off over here. You go with the teacher. You can't be with me. Then why are you here? He want to spend this time with you, and you could just see it like. And it was talking about how the little boy, he's always acting out and things like that. And I'm like, she's definitely the cause. Just little things like that. Like, I'm trying to have fun with you, and you pushing me away to go have fun on your own.
Right.
But I'm the reason you got here. Like, that's not right. that wasn't
just
right.
came
But you
for
could
the free
definitely
trip.
see it. Yeah, and you can see how it really bothered that little boy. Like, he walked around the whole time with his head down because he wanted to,
To be
be with his mom. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And people don't think about little situations like that.
Mm-hmm.
that can really mess with
It
them.
do be the little things, when you're a child. It's the little things that really matter. Like, just quality time most of the time is what you really want, to be nurtured and cared for at the end of the day. You know.
Yeah.
So
Kamora said, I wonder if mom who smoke think they are toxic, smoke weed.
do
So
I do what now? She said what?
I guess a mother who smokes weed, do they think that they are toxic? Why could
I
they?
was toxic.
I mean, I
You was
smoke
toxic,
weed.
V?
I was a toxic parent.
And what way, if you don't mind sharing, how was you toxic?
Um, I I was on the road a lot, you know, and so I would leave them with mother a lot. I would go on the road, maybe a month at a time. And then I also, during that living that lifestyle, I became addicted to different things, to alcohol and to drugs. And they saw that, you know, even though I did have boundaries that I wouldn't cross, but still the level that I did go to wasn't beneficial for my kids.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Yeah,
And
I
it
can
did
definitely
affect
understand.
them,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
even in their adult life.
yeah. Now, did y'all get to sit down and were you accountable for your actions with your children? Though, did you let them know?
Yes. Yes. Matter of fact, the last day Tony had here on Earth, we sat on the back porch and we talked about pretty much our life. And, I tried to explain things and apologize and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm really glad we had that talk. And Kimberly tells me, she says, Mama, you can quit apologizing. She says, I'm grown now, you a good mom now. So
Right.
stop
Right.
apologizing. But a part of me still feels,
Yeah,
you
you
know,
still feel the guilt.
guilty.
It's still
You can't get that
that's
time, but you can't change it. It
right.
happened.
Right.
Now,
And
did any of y'all seek
continuing.
therapy or counseling or anything? Did any of y'all, you know what I'm saying?
I did not, and I probably should, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say the same. I have not seek counseling, but it's definitely have been on my mind here in the past couple of years. To preserve my mental health, I probably will look into it. You know what I mean? Because I know it's necessary. I always say that I want to write a book because I have a hell of a story to tell. So I think that would be therapeutic. You know what I'm saying, to start that journey, but yeah, therapy would be in the best interest for sure.
Yeah. And I hope y'all get that. Because it's a lot of things that we carry with us and we don't think about it until we're actually triggered. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
So,
I was gonna ask, do certain things trigger you that takes you back to a time, you
what
know.
about you, Elise?
Definitely. I got therapy after I almost died in a car accident. Um, but I stopped going because I didn't really like the certain things that she would say, which I think that's probably like a part of therapy. Um, so I don't know if I need to find a therapist more like on my level or if she was I'm too stubborn to own up to my own shit.
I
Right.
can understand that.
They do say you're supposed to date your therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
I
do
was just
say
about to
that.
say
Date
that.
them until
Right.
you find the one that's right for you.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I
Because
hope y'all
yes,
find that.
all of them aren't good. I did try to go to therapy, and you know, I think it's good to get somebody that can really relate to you and your circumstances. My poor therapist, I would end up consoling her, you know. So yeah, you have
How
to.
you gonna console the therapist? Wait a minute. I just thought about that. She's supposed to be consoling you.
Well, honey, she's like, wow, you have just been through so much. And this, and this. And she was like, damn, I don't think I could make it through something like that. Well, honey, ain't you supposed to
Ain't you supposed to be helping me?
help me, man?
She's on the couch crying. Now you got the back.
Right, I'm consoling her.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah, definitely wasn't supposed to be like that. Oh, now you send her up an appointment. Like, well, I'll come talk to you again. Make sure you're all right.
Right.
Yeah, I need somebody who's had a rough upbringing. I need somebody that has had some experiences in their lives. Some life or death experiences. That kind of stuff.
And I also think what Lady D said would definitely be good. I don't know if you guys journal or anything like that, but definitely write and get it out. Write about it and, get it out and send it off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all have done shadow work before, but that definitely helps. If y'all don't know what it is, you can, look it up. It's kind of like digging deep within yourself so you can find like those triggers and things that happened in your past and kind of relieve them, release them from you. So definitely try that. But y'all are all beautiful women, regardless of what, Oh, girl was saying y'all all are.
Girl, she
I'm
over here
happy y'all
cutting up in
survived.
she is cutting up in these messages. I can't wait to get off this live.
Swear.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
it
already
gotta
put her
be
Facebook
somebody.
up on my phone.
And I
Yeah,
think it's crazy.
gotta
And
be
it's gotta
some
be
Girl,
somebody
that's
miserable
an
that
woman.
AI. That's an
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
gotta be
AI.
gotta be
somebody that
somebody
is just
miserable
trying to
behind the
troll for
keypad.
real.
Yeah, because it seems like as soon as we start talking serious, here they come.
Yeah.
But
And she
Right.
done said something about all of us. Even Pie. She talking about the people that's on the live
She
commenting.
said something about
Yes.
pride.
Yeah.
What Pie do? Pie
They
not
on,
even on
Yeah.
here.
she out here acting up. She's even talking about the people that are commenting. It's crazy. Bless
right,
her
that's
heart.
crazy. Well, I guess that's what it is when you headed to the top. You gotta have the people who troll
Yeah,
you. So that's cool. You
absolutely.
feel
You
me?
know
You
We
what?
gotta
know,
get
you
to the
know
People
that's
top.
right.
people will say all kinds of things on the internet,
And
but
it,
when
and
you
they're
meet
just
them in
hiding, like Pi
person,
said, they're hiding behind a fake
Exactly.
page. You'll never know who it really is.
Exactly.
Whoever it
Right.
is, they just, they bored. And they think they hurting us, baby. I done heard it all, honey. You can't call me nothing worse than I done heard. So go on now.
Yeah.
our
Can we?
ratings are going to go up. People's going to like it.
Right. They're gonna love it.
Right.
Keep commenting,
Now more people
actually.
gonna watch. Thanks. Now what you were saying, Erica? I'm so sorry, Erica. B.
No, you're fine because she clowning.
Yeah,
Because
so you're
Erica
right.
usually,
It throw you
Erica
off, don't
usually
it?
have a smart something to say.
It throw you off.
Kamora said something about smoking weed as
Yeah.
a parent and that being toxic. Now,
Mhm.
And she said it about herself too. She said, hold on, let me tell
yeah,
you exactly
she
what she
did.
said.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
From 19 to 33, and she, she didn't realize it was late. She said her kids only saw me high or mad.
Mhm.
And I can relate to that, Kamora, because not the only high or mad thing, because even when I'm high, like I'm goofy as hell. When I'm not high, I'm goofy as hell. But I think that when I smoke weed, and I've slowed down tremendously simply because when I smoke weed, I am lazy. I'm not productive when I smoke weed. Some people smoke and they clean. They clean their house from the ceiling to the
Well,
baseboard.
it all depends on what you're smoking.
That too.
Indica, sativa, hybrid.
That too, but
I
I
don't really
did both.
know. But I've been told.
Who is never mind. So
Just go ahead, Erica. We go block her out.
I'm trying not to. It's just funny. She's hilarious to me. It ain't bothering me.
Right.
We love you, Andrea. So what I was gonna say is, yeah, like I slowed down on it personally for work and for my son because I get sleepy and I don't want to do as much with him. I don't want to be as active with him. So I can definitely relate to what she's saying. Because at first I was like, toxic. I smoke weed. Like, but now I understand what she's saying when she elaborated on that. Like it does alter your state of mind sometimes. And it's like, are you still as productive of a parent when you're sober minded, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it
Well,
could be an escape too for some. You know what I'm saying? Some
I
people
was gonna
choose
say,
weed to escape.
yeah, it's definitely could be an escape. It can be a healing agent. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's different effects, and it affects people differently as well. We can sit and smoke the same joint, and it's going to affect. It might affect you totally different than it does me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
definitely. Different effects on different people. We all different.
yeah.
Well, y'all know these suburban housewives now
Oh,
are
honey.
trying the mushrooms.
Oh, yeah, they loving it.
You winked.
They're
Get on
loving it.
the mushrooms. I don't know because
Wait a minute. How did we get on the weed and the mushrooms?
because Kamar was talking about
Yeah,
how
because she had said,
saying people didn't know that can make you toxic.
Yep.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That could also play an effect. You know what I'm saying? People look at weed as just, oh, it's just weed. But no, it has different effect on people. And some people get angry when they don't have it. So it can be,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying?
It
It can
can
be both
cause you to
ways.
be neglectful. You
Yeah.
know, some people
Yeah, you
think
forget to
if they're
feed
not
them. You
being
forget to do
hit.
their homework. Damn, they
Not
don't
forget to
they don't
feed them.
You ain't
You
even
done
do
sat there, you done sat on the couch for 3 hours. They hungry as hell.
You done ate up all their cereal.
All
Right
they
now,
fruit
they really
snack.
mad. They crying now.
Gone.
All the Fruit Loops is gone.
Wait a minute. What about the kids go to school and start tearing paper and be rolling little things?
Girl, and eating it,
Oh, Jesus.
You know,
rolling it up and acting like they
because
smoking it.
Savannah was doing that. She was rolling papers. And you know, I know the teacher had to know what that was. Wasn't nothing in it, but she just rolled paper like that.
I used to do the same thing with pencil shavings. Yeah, I used to take the paper. Do
She
that
really,
thing too.
oh my gosh, she about to have a field day with that, V.
Right, she want to screenshot that.
She about to have a field day with that.
I knew they was horrible.
She didn't already said, shaking my head, horrible mom.
Horrible mom.
Oh,
But see, that's the thing I don't want to get to go low, but I'm gonna go on and go low because the bitch probably ain't got no kids and can't have no kids.
Here we go.
But don't
profile pictures.
don't make me put on my red lipstick.
Don't let me unleash my Aunt V.
Don't let me put my lipstick on.
But you know what? You know, I'm happy the mood has been lightened. But also something that I really think is neglect is having to live in child abuse with a parent who can't cook.
Girl, that is neglect for real.
And eat nasty
that is so
food.
abusive.
I feel like that is definitely abusive.
Wait a minute.
Sorry, Valeria. Listen, don't say nothing.
Auntie, keep it moving, girl. Hold on. She done talked about all our bodies, honey. You next. She done talked about us all, child. But
I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying? It's some kids who have to sit there and eat that, and, you know, they just think that you say, oh, you just saying it's nasty because you don't like it. No, what if it's really nasty?
Like, bitch, this shit is disgusting.
Torture.
You be like, would you eat this?
DeAndre, you used to hate oatmeal.
I know I hated it.
Oh
but
my
Granny
God,
she wouldn't let me put sugar in it. And that was disgusting.
That's child abuse.
That's abuse. Now you supposed to put butter and sugar in your oatmeal. Ain't no way I'm supposed to be just sitting there eating oatmeal with nothing in it.
But to be fair, if it's maple and brown sugar, do you need sugar?
No, ma'am. My granny
No,
had
this
diabetes.
is back
She
when
didn't
I
buy
don't think
nothing with
oatmeal
sugar
came with that
at all. It was the
Well,
big
you know, they didn't have
old-fashioned box.
instant oatmeal then.
Quaker Oats, big old-fashioned oats.
I know what you're talking about. The Pilgrim,
the Quaker on the
front.
No flavor.
Keisha also said, or eat fast food that is unhealthy 24/7. That's child abuse too, because that's like causing like child obesity, you know, diabetes, high blood pressure. People just think it's a quick meal, just something quick. No, you gotta cook for them kids.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
need their vegetables. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Sitting
Yeah,
them in
so
front of the TV and these devices all day to have them babysit them. That's child neglect.
yeah. It's
So,
like Kamara said I was a victim of
I
all
was
the
a victim of
oatmeal.
the oatmeal.
See, you
I think we
feel
all was a
me then,
victim of the
right?
oatmeal. I
Kamora, you
don't think
feel me.
oatmeal is a kid's food. I don't think you supposed to eat oatmeal till you like early 50s. That's when you supposed to
Early 50s.
get. That's
I
when you
mean,
supposed to get
what's
you some
crazy is
oatmeal.
I actually love I like oatmeal now, but I make I make it the way I want to make it. But yeah, that was a hard time. That was a hard time. And that cream of wheat, I ain't even like cream of wheat. I ain't even like that. No sugar. Oh God.
Yeah, I
I
can't eat no
love
cream.
cream of wheat.
Mm-mm.
Tell me
Cream
your
of
age.
ratchet.
cream of
Cream
wheat
of
is the one that
ratchet.
have sugar and grits have salt and
No,
butter.
what grits? You put sugar in grits?
Or
No.
yeah,
No, salt and
sugar
pepper.
and butter and grits. That's me too.
Thank you, Lynch. You feel me?
No.
You ain't about to
That's
give me no
bacon.
unsugared grits. That's disgusting.
It depends on what they taste
Even
like.
if you have them with eggs,
Even if I have them with eggs and
if
some
you
cheese,
mix your
put
eggs
that
in there,
sugar
you
in
put
there.
sugar.
Yes,
Oh,
you don't put all the sugar. You just put your little hint. Put your
Right.
hint of sugar.
A little hint in
now
there.
sugar and butter goes in rice.
Now,
I
yeah,
I've
never
had
tried
it both
that.
ways. I can eat it
you
both
ain't never
ways,
tried it. Try it tonight when you make
but
some
I
rice.
Sugar
haven't.
in with the rice. Okay.
I haven't
Yeah.
had
Try
that
it
in
in
a
rice.
while. How do we get on food?
How do we
Y'all
get
so
on?
crazy.
We were talking about abuse.
Yeah,
We had
child
like a
Because
abuse.
that is
situation, man.
abusive. And to whoever was in a family that didn't know how to cook, I'm so sorry. I'm
Yeah,
so
because
sorry
ours
that
could
you
throw
had to
down.
go through
Yeah,
that. Because
We
all
shed
of
a
us
tear
throws
for you.
down.
yeah.
And I
That,
can only imagine.
it going to your friend's house, they food good, then you think about the food you
Ooh.
eat at home,
And then
like,
you be like, oh, this what it's supposed to taste like.
yeah, that's
Oh my
heartbreaking.
gosh.
Child abuse. You gonna eat all the school lunches because you don't want to go home and eat what mama making. That's
Making
so
your
sad.
kids do all the housework at the house. That's
Yep.
abuse. That's
Making your
slavery.
kids watch your kids is
Yeah.
abuse too, especially if they
Mother
are
used to
young.
have us cleaning out the registers, the
Girl,
baseboards, all this
honey,
stuff. We like who's
shining the
looking in the
silver.
registers?
At 5 years
Mm,
old.
I don't know
That's
what
why
I
they
was doing shining silver at 5 years old.
Right.
But she had us knee deep in shine shit. And we better finish every piece and they better be sparkly.
Kamora said that's how you can tell you with good people. Conversations go everywhere. Yeah, we could just sit
Erica,
Right.
here and
you
talk.
like what silver?
Right. Keisha said making the older kids watch the younger kids and being little mamas. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you
Yep.
can't be 9 watching your 7 and 6 year old,
Yep.
mama will be back. Don't
Cooking
open the
them
door.
dinner, making
It
them
ain't
making
right.
them go to
Yeah,
bed.
that's definitely not right. It's
Yeah.
not
Gotta
right,
take
and
them
a
to
lot
the
of people do
drive-in
that.
with you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kids that have to do
Mm-hmm.
that, they miss out on their own childhood. They didn't have one because they was
Yeah.
too
They
busy
had to grow up
being
too fast.
mom. And you can't be mom at 9 years old, 10 years old. Like I feel bad for people that have to go through situations like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the mama still having babies.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
That's
Well, ladies, this has really been a dope episode, man. I'm so happy I got to get that from y'all. I'm so happy we shared some laughs. We
Yeah.
shared some almost tears because I almost cried.
yes.
Like y'all keep
We
being
even
great,
cussed the
man.
bitch out together.
We love you, Andrea. We love you,
No, the
girl.
hell we don't.
I can't wait to see this mug page. I know she's trash.
Girl,
Like,
you know it's a fake page. It has to be fake. She don't even know. She thinks you're a fucking mom. This bitch is stupid.
right? She thinks I'm
She
a
don't even
mom.
know us. She don't know us from a can of
Right.
paint. Tell her to go suck
Right.
one. I'm sorry. Like, get
I
out.
wonder who it is. That's
Girl, it's somebody I know,
funny.
and I
What?
feel like it's
Cause
somebody.
what if we do know her?
Right.
It's
That's
See,
the funny
see, ain't
part.
nobody
Like,
about to
who
be that
is it?
bold. This bitch ain't about to be that bold.
she got like
Know,
one
she
picture
know
on
we
it.
are about to go look at her
She
ugly
got one
ass, and
picture.
it's a fake page.
Oh,
I'm,
she's trash. She chose that one.
I'm sure.
Oh, that's horrible. That's the picture you chose, baby.
Yeah.
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 You need
She
to
didn't
delete
call
that.
me big back. I'm mad. I'm pissed. Call me that.
Yeah.
My big toe.
Yeah.
She just said, "Tell her thank you for being a fan." Dang, I
Yes.
said
Thank
you'll
you,
never
boo.
know.
Thank you so
Thank
much. I
you for
think I'm her
being a
favorite.
fan. Maybe she tried to lighten up the mood. Maybe she seen that everybody was kind of sad. Thanks. Thanks
I'm
for
trying
that.
to get up
She
off of
lightened
here
the
before I
mood.
get ignorant, y'all.
Yeah,
I'm
and
trying to
Yeah.
stay
tune in every Tuesday at Wu Tang
Period.
Radio from
on
6
Wu
to
Tang
7. Mhm.
Radio.
Hey.
Hey.
We out.
Peace, love.
Love y'all.